We've seen some amazing things, but that, my friends, is something we've never seen.
Brandon Cruz wants advice.
Brandon Cruz wants advice.
Brandon wants advice.
Brandon Cruz wants advice. You just locked yourself into the playoffs.
Nice.
Got it.
Talk with old Brandon Cruz wants advice.
Completely speechless, to say the least.
Man, I am honestly so baffled by that decision. Brandon Cruz wants advice. It's Brandon wants advice.
Green flag in the air. Brandon Cruz wants advice to the front.
How you guys doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Brandon Cruz Day of the Fantasy podcast for the Truck Series race at Chicago. Figured I'd make this. I know this is kind of late and I'm kind of quiet right now because my girlfriend is sleeping, but I'm going to go over the Truck Series race here at Chicago looking at the practice times. First off, what is up with Ross Chastain and that team? I do not understand what they are doing. It is crazy that they are expensive as they are on DraftKings and that they are doing as well as they are. They're beating Thor Sports, they're beating all the main guys. I don't know what is going on. That's a bit rough. The good thing is for us, it's lowering everyone else. Thor Sport, Johnny Sauter, Matt Kraft, and all these guys, and then you have even Grant Enfinger and all those people. It's just weird. It's just weird. Looking at some of the cheap guys this weekend, guys that I'm really looking at. I'm looking at 5 main guys to use as cheap plays or punts or just things that I want to make note of. So one, Dylan Lepton is in the number 5 for DGR Racing. They have 4 cars into this race this weekend. That's the same one that Natalie Decker is a part of, and these guys are all faster than her, unsurprisingly. So you got Dylan Lepton in number 5. He's only $7,000. Granted, that team is sponsoring their own car, it's a DGR Crowley or whatever it is, racing Chevrolet or Toyota, but technically it is pretty fast. Same with Anthony Alfredo in the number 15. He's $7,500 at this rate. He's going to end up starting in the top 4. Not too crazy about him top 4. Hopefully a lot of people will go to him because they see that he is fastest in the practices. Timmy Hill in the Hill Motorsports number 63 car, only $6,400. The last couple times the Hill Motorsports car has ran, they usually finish between 25th and 20th, and I prefer Timmy Hill over his brother Tyler Hill, so Timmy Hill raced at $6,400. I'm fine with that. Also, Tyler Ankrum is back in the number 17 car. He was $7,900. And he had been racing the number 87 full-on black starting park car. I forgot for what team. I think it was BJ McLeod or one of those teams. But what was it? He had been starting and parking in another car these last 2 weeks. Now he's back in the 17, and he has had 6 starts this year. Wait, Tyler has had... Yeah, he's had 6 starts on number 17 this year for the DGR team in that 17 car with 4 starts at 1.5 mile tracks. He has a 3rd at Texas, a 6th and 11th. He DNF'd at Charlotte because he got into a wreck, but other than that, his worst finish at a 1.5 mile track is 11th, and he pretty much always starts in the top 10. He's stupid consistent. I love Tyler Ankrum at $7,900 this weekend. He has a starting average of 8.5 this season and an average finish of 12.5 on a mile and a half track. So really, Tyler Ankrum is back on there, and a lot of people, I don't think they've realized that he's back in the 17 car, and if they did, they're going to look back and be like, well, he finished basically did the last 2 races. Why would I pick him? So I love him at $7,400. Also, Spencer Davis in the number 44 car. It shows that Spencer is in an underfunded car, but he is not. He is in the sponsored number 44 car with the same team that is running Ross Chastain's number 45 car. So Spencer Davis, number 44, at $6,700. Tyler Ankrum at $7,900, and Dylan Lepton at $7,000 for the DGR team. I think that is a fantastic place to start with your lower funded, or at least your main end punts, guys that are favorites to win right now, looking from practice. Obviously, Anthony Alfredo, who was first and final practice, first and second practice, and in the first practice he was fifth fastest overall. So the number 15 right now is the favorite to at least get the pole for tomorrow. After that, you got Johnny Sauter, who is looking good right now. You got Brent Moffitt showing up, Grant Enfinger, just in overall lap times now. Consecutive laps, we have to go all the way to, I don't think anyone ran over 10 laps. It's not showing on the NASCAR database for that. Nellie Decker, still not looking at her at all because I feel like she's going to mess up. Stuart Friesen, a guy who has been fast, who has been consistent, not showing the speed this weekend at Chicago that we're used to seeing. I think he was 12th final practice, 8th second practice, and in the first practice earlier today he was 8th fastest, so he's anywhere between 12th and 8th fastest. That's just where he's fallen so far right now. Ross Chastain, 12th fastest first practice, 12th fastest second practice, and then in the third practice, Ross Chastain was 17th fastest. So not showing the speed he had been these last couple of weeks with that stupid fast 45 car. So this might be a week to fade him because he's in the chase. All he needs to do is, I think he needs to be top 20 in points, and all he needs to do that is just to finish, but he has the win to lock himself in the chase this year. Brandon Jones, also a late addition. He's in the 51 car this week, and he was top of the practice sessions in the first practice, then fell to 16th in the second practice, and then went to 10th in the final practice. So Brandon Jones not showing the speed that we want to see out of him, but it could be way worse. And Brandon Jones is $8,900, so he can fit in there. Other notables that I'm looking at least to play. Gus Dean's always interesting. Not a lot of people like playing Gus Dean, but he was 15th fastest first practice. In the second practice, Gus Dean was, where you at, Gus? He was 7th fastest second practice, although I do believe that time was based on a Q run, and then he was 7th fastest third practice. So Gus Dean actually showing some speed in practices this weekend. Usually he'll like be 18th in practice, start 16th, and then finish 17th and things of that nature, but it's not looking like it that weekend. So Gus Dean I'm certainly looking at, and also all the guys that I mentioned earlier. So let me go back. I'm going to include Gus Dean into this because this is like 6 people now, and I don't believe that I need to use Norm Benning or anybody like that, but Gus Dean at $7,300, Dylan Lupton at $7,000, Anthony Alfredo at $75,000, Timmy Hill at $69,000, Tyler Ekram at $79,000, and Spencer Davis at $1,600. All these guys are sponsored. All these guys are going to run the full race, and all these guys have the possibility of at least starting mid-back, at least like 18th back. Maybe not Alfredo and Lupton, but certainly Ekram, Hill, Davis, and Gus Dean. These are the guys that I like for my punts. They're all funded this week. They're all funded, and that is something that's a bit hard to find. Usually there's at least one car without a sponsorship and things of that nature. Now Sheldon Creed is an interesting commodity right now because he's cheaper than he usually is. He's $8,700. He's finished 7th the last 2 races, but he just hasn't been leading a whole lot of laps, not doing anything in terms of that. Now, if you look at his speed right now, first practice 7th fastest. Practice 2, Sheldon Creed was 4th fastest, and then in the third practice he was 5th fastest. Now, if Sheldon continues to qualify how he's been doing last 2 weeks, 12th, I'm playing him. If he starts anywhere between 8th forward, I'm not going to play Sheldon Creed. We need him to at least start 10th or 11th. He has the speed to race up in the front. I don't know if he has it to win, but he does have the speed to be consistent. So those are the guys that I'm looking at right now. Obviously, qualifying is tomorrow. We have to figure out who's going to be the dominator, and that really all depends off of where they qualify, although just from looking at it right now, the 15 of Anthony Alfredo is going to be a certain favorite. Same with Austin Hill to be in the front, and Johnny Sauter. I would say those are the 3 main guys. I might even throw Brett Moffitt into there because he's in the top 5 the entire. Yeah, so it's Brett Moffitt, Johnny Sauter, Anthony Alfredo, and Austin Hill to hop in there, probably with Sheldon Creed not far behind. Those are the favorites for your race tomorrow. Now, Johnny Sauter showing a bit slow. He's not as fast as he usually is, not showing the speed. I like to see this type of stuff. I like high-owned guys on DraftKings to not be fast because most people will end up fading them. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully you guys do well, and look for a cool little thing I did with the betting bartender himself. Hopefully that'll be up tomorrow. Come check out my channel for that, and thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it.